you couldn't understand if I spoke before in the video in Czech, but I was very skeptical in the beginning. And I'm proud and happy that we are at the end of the project, and it seems we succeed. So I don't want to say something similar what Kuba very nicely said before me, and I just want to remind us about the most important task we had to do. The initial challenge that the three teams had to overcome was related to the collective memory of Central Europe. Is there something like this? According to the French sociologist Maurice Halbwachs, who originally invented the theory of social, it as collective memory, collective memories are a very common phenomenon because they emerge wherever there is some kind of group experience. It can be a short experience, such as participating in a workshop or conference like this one. This kind of memory is, of course, very weak. However, social groups, such as families, school classes, town communities, and, for example, also religious communities, build strong collective memories. One of the strongest emerges around the country or state, where these collective memories help build large communities. We call these communities nations. The Poles, the Hungarians, and Czechs all possess their own collective national memory, very strong memory. But do these all come together to form a Central European collective memory? Again, that was the challenge that the three teams had to overcome. These questions that we couldn't definitively solve, this challenge raised important questions that we couldn't definitively solve, but had to work with. First one, how can we define Central Europe? What about our neighbors who were not part of the project? Slovaks, Austrians, Germans, Slovenes, Romanians, and even Baltic nations, for example. The second, do Central European nations, however we defined them, have collective experiences to build some collective memory? Let's try to think about this. Recalling the era of the Jagiellonian dynasty, or better yet, the centuries of the Habsburg Empire, when the lands of the Bohemian crown, the kingdom of Hungary, and parts of Poland were under the rule of common monarch, is it enough for collective experiences? Should we also recall all the medieval times we heard about on this conference? And how common was the experience of the 20th century disasters? I mostly mean the imperial order of Hitler's Great German Reich between 1939 and 1945. And then the fact that all these countries or nations were together part of the Soviet-Eastern European Bloc for more than 4 decades. And finally, what about our recent shared experiences after the fall of the Soviet Union and our return to democratic Europe? This all could be connected with the Visegrád Group, for example. However, were these shared experiences strong enough to create a collective Central European memory? Well, these were the most important questions for us in the beginning. And in the map, in the catalog, and in the videos, you could see how we solved it. But as Kuba and also Peter said before, there's another one important remark. We are part of this history of making collective memory. And this one is, I think, this thing is, I think, the most important of the project. Thank you.